Hello, in this video I am going to talk about intercept. So let's have a graph and see what is intercept. For linear function, the one that we're familiar the most. So we have x-intercept. X-intercept is when the y-coordinate equals to 0. And then y-intercept is when the graph intercepts with the y-axis where the coordinate x equals to 0. Okay, then let's have some exercise. Find the polynomial intercept. So find the intercept of the following polynomial. Fx equals to x minus 2, x plus 1, and then s minus 1. So here's the algebra trick. If we have two numbers multiplied together equals to 0, that means it's either a equals to 0 or b equals to 0. Why is that? Because if I have a times 10, if a is a 0, I still got a 0. 0 minus multiply anything is equal to 0. If I have a 0 multiplied by 3/3, I still got a 0. So that means as long as one number equals to 0, then the whole function multiplied together, it will give you a 0. So now, if we want to find the x-intercept, we need to let y equals to 0. So I have a 0 times x minus 2 times x plus 1 times s minus 1. So that means this guy either equals to 0 or s plus 1 equals to 0 or x minus 1 equals to 0. So that means we have intercept. When we solve it, we have x equals to 2, x equals to -1, and x equals to 1. So that means we have a 2, 2, 0, -1, 0, and 1, 0 as our x-intercept. Remember that intercept is a point. So you need to write it in point form. When we solve it, we just solve the x-coordinate. This is not a point. This is a line. If you want to draw this on a coordinate, it's a vertical line. All right, so that's the x-intercept. We still need to find the y-intercept. Y-intercept is when x equals to 0. So we have y equals to 0 minus 2 times 0 plus 1 times 0 minus 1. So we have 2. So that means our y-intercept is 0 and 2. Again, this is a point, so you need to write it into a point form. Okay, let's do another example. If I given you a function, y equals to x to the 4th minus x squared minus 14/5. Well, the y-intercept is easy. We can find the y-intercept first is when x equals to 0. So we have y equals to 0 minus 0 minus 14/5. So it's equal to -14/5. So that means our y-intercept is 0, -14/5. Again, it's a point, so I need you to write it into a point form. Next is x-intercept. So we have a 0 equals s to the 4th minus 4x squared minus 14/5. So this looks a little bit harder. How can we solve it? Well, one way to do it is you can factor it. Consider that x to the 4th is x squared of square. Because s to the 4th, I can say as x squared 2 squared. So this is just a quadratic function of a variable x squared. Let's start with this. Let's review some AC method. If you don't know AC method, go ahead and use quadratic formula. But I would like you to learn AC method. AC method means we want two number multiply equals to A times C, which is 1 times negative 14.5 is negative 14.5. So we want two number multiply equals to negative 14.5. And two number when they add is equals to B, which is negative 4. These two number when they add together is negative 4. So these two number will be what? 9, negative 9, and the positive 5. So that means I need to break the function as negative 9 and the positive 5. When I break this part, when they combine them back, merge the like terms, they still equals to negative x squared. Okay, then when we group it, first group, second group. So for the first group, common factor is x squared, so I have x squared minus 9. The second group, common factor is 5, so it's x squared minus 9. And then after this, you can see what do they have in common. X squared minus 9, right? So that means we factor this part out. We have x squared minus 9 times x squared plus 5. And this thing is equals to 0. Don't forget about that. So that means it's either x squared minus 9 equals to 0 or x squared plus 5 equals to 0. Now let's solve that. So x squared minus 9 equals to 0, so that means x squared equals to 9. Take square root, x is equals to positive or negative 3. When you're taking a square root on both sides, don't forget the positive and negative. Now, on the other side, x squared equals to negative 5. Well, we know that x squared, they has to be positive number or 0. They can be negative. So that means we need to drop this one. No solution for this one. So that means we have two x-intercept, either positive 3 or negative 3, 0. Okay, let's try another one. Fx equals to 2x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x. Now, first step, factor the common factor out, which is 2x. So I have x squared minus 3x minus 10. And then the second part is factor. Factor means I want two number multiply equals to a times c. A times c is negative 10. I want two number add equals to b, which is negative 3. So that two number would be negative 5 and the negative 2. So you can regroup them. I'm going to skip, I just give you the answer. So x minus 5 times x minus 2. Okay, now x-intercept. X-intercept is when y equals to 0. Then look, how many things multiply? We have this part multiply, second 3. So that means we have either 2x equals to 0 or x minus 5 equals to 0 or s minus 2 equals to 0. When we solve it, s equals to 0, s equals to 5, x equals to 2. So I have a 0, 0 as x-intercept, 5, 0 another x-intercept, and 2, 0 as a third intercept. And y-intercept is when x equals to 0. So f of 0 is 2 times 0 gives you 0, minus 6 times 0 is a 0, 20 times 0 is a 0, 0, 0. So here's the y-intercept. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.